Hello, Miss Renee.
Good evening.
We got Miss D online yet?
She's not on yet. I texted her now, so I don't even want to begin.
No, that's fine. We'll give her a second. She makes it, we'll make it happen. Hey, Miss Joanne. You staying in town for Thanksgiving? Perfect. It's all good. It's all good. You can keep track of all the turkeys that are around.
Yeah, call them ignore and get happy. Good, no. You know, always say hi, I always know everybody.
Yes, ma'am. Oh, my goodness.
That's all the text.
Can you see that, Miss Renee?
Going back a long
I'll
ways.
talk to him.
Well, Terry's easy. I'm looking at the wall back there, because those are the
Okay.
old ones, right?
All right. He had a silhouette of the sky right here. I don't want to tell you
Oh, okay.
that you've been lived in Clay County all his life.
I'm putting it on
I said, you know, I said, yeah, I know. Went to school with his
Yeah,
son.
we're just, it is.
So I got with Elton, it took us 3 years to get that picture up there.
Then we'll do the actual one for the next council
That's
meeting.
Robert Coleman's
For the
first
vote?
submission.
So I'm just gonna run over some stuff.
I'll be darned.
You just, yeah,
Yeah.
the PowerPoint.
Okay, so I will listen, but I'll stop by and, have a full conversation.
Okay, perfect.
That's the first thing.
All right. But we're going to start, and Dorothy can chime in when she wants to, and I'll probably just hang in for the regular minute. So I'll call the November 25th, 2025 work session to order.
Yeah, he never had it.
Yeah, before you, the minutes of the meeting for October 28th, regular session and work session. Do I hear any issues, comments, concerns? Hearing none. We're going to recognize Detective Ramos for a bachelor's degree, and we'll do that in the regular session. New business, consideration to approve the Marl Police Department recommendation to update the policy related to operations procedures for the K-9 and authorize the want to help us out, Mr. Baker?
Yes, sir. This is, the letter of recommendation is to accept the policy as presented under policy number P-221. This is a policy that revises and outlines detailed procedures and guidelines for key organizational areas, including narcotics detection, human trafficking, or human tracking rather, article searches, and suspect apprehension. Additionally, it establishes clear standards for training, care, deployment, and reporting related to the use of police canines, ensuring both safety and welfare of all parties involved. It might be time for an update. The old policy was done in 2007. So you have a copy of that. Usually I will give you a red line copy of it. On this particular instance, the entire policy was replaced. So the issuance on the old policy was January 1 of 2007, and it was sufficient for the time period. However, this one is done with the approval of the National Canine input from it and covers a lot more detail as far as not just the deployment and care of them, but also how they should log the training materials as far as guidelines for the different narcotics they train with, et cetera.
Questions? Ms. Knight?
I did get a chance to scan through it, I saw that Chris White had signed it, so yeah, so.
Mr. Quah?
No question.
Ms. Nguyen?
No question.
How about the vet? Any comments on our canines?
I do, they bought the dog, he's very good for black Malinois, and then he didn't get approved, and he left it in my house for 12 years to work for him. His name is Cal. Yep.
Didn't expect that
That was a
one.
long time ago.
Long time ago.
All right.
2019.
Item 2, consideration of approve city manager's recommendation to authorize the city manager to select, approve a lease option for American Tower Corporation. For those who don't know, we have a cell tower on one of the city properties, and we're going to renew that lease, and there was a couple of different options. personally, I'm gonna recommend that you consistently take the monthly payment, but go ahead and read us what the options are.
Sure.
Baker.
This is a property that's already leased out to American Tower. They've been, they've probably, this is a renewal, so this will be the second 10-year term on that lease, which is just the tower itself on the property over there, located on King George Drive. And it's a perpetual easement. It offers them to operate their cell tower there with Next Tier Telecommunication Services LLC, and they manage the lease site. There are three options on this one: a perpetual easement, a one-time lump sum payment of $336,000, or option two, a lump sum for a perpetual easement spread out over 5 years of a guaranteed monthly installment payment of $6,156.97 for a total of $369,418.31. Or option three, which is a match for the one that we currently do, which is a lump sum perpetual easement spread out over 10 years of guaranteed monthly installment payments of $3,379.57 for a total of, after all payments, of $405,548.46. Dyslexic tonight.
And what I'm looking for, and there's a reason for it. So the first one is, for those that don't remember, we acquired this property. It's 30 acres on the back of Skylark. It's got a little creek in there called Conine, so it's not all like buildable property. And the cell tower is on the other side of the creek, basically the unincorporated Clayton County side, even though it's all in Clayton, the city of Mall. So what you look at is over the time period that this lease has paid to the city of Mall, we've received a fairly substantial amount of money over time, far exceeding what we paid for the property. So there is a portion of it that's developable that kind of comes in where Flamingo is. At some point we might develop a portion of that. But the other part, leave it as green space, leave it where it is. Rather than kind of accepting a one-time lump sum payment, the reason, and I understand the time value of money, it's because I know the government. The government, you put that money in your pocket, we spend it probably by Friday. And then somebody comes in 5 years from now and says, hey, I'll tell you what, I'll give you a deal because you could, buy this lease out from under me. And we give it away for free, hoping for a few more, pennies, later. We own the property and we own it forever. And, we've made a substantial amount of money. We'll make another substantial amount of money. And I don't trust the government, because as soon as we don't get that paycheck anymore, then, that's not in our best interest. So I would rather take my, passive income for a very, very long period of time. And 10 years from now, it sounds like forever, but remember, this is the second time they've leased it up, right? So in the 20 years they've had fun with it, we still own it. And they're still making cell phones. And I got a feeling they're going to be making cell phones 10 years from now too. So we're not all going to be on Tesla's Starlink. We'll all still be trying to get basic service on Flamingo. So questions, comments, concerns, Ms. Knight?
No, I didn't. Ms. Knight?
She's still there? Mr.
Yes,
Crawl?
sir.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I
Go ahead.
have to apologize. You all were talking about easements. I was trying to find that information in the packet. I have to apologize. I don't see any of that information based off of what was emailed. Are you all talking about a franchise agreement?
No, it's a lease agreement for that cell tower on the back of Skylark.
It's right behind the K-9 policies. It's a single page lease agreement on there.
Okay.
It is exactly almost the same as the one that we currently have with them.
Okay, you said one page behind the K-9 policy.
Yes, ma'am. The revised K-9 policy, it's under new business number 2, the consideration for the American Tower. And there's one page with, it's got an American Tower logo at
Page
the top
38.
and then next tier, page 38.
30, look in the bottom right. 38, 39.
And while she's looking for that, let me remind people that, the way the cell tower policy is in the city of Mall, before you can put up another one, you have to maximize the ones that are currently here. And so this gives us on the western section of town, if you will, the ability to have something that, you know, nobody really sees or even knows is there, in the event we need it, so. Renee?
I'll reserve any question or comment, because again,
No, fair enough.
I'm opening every attachment, and I do not see it. I apologize.
Mr. Qua?
No question.
Ms. Wynn?
No question.
Ms. Dean, is Dorothy online?
She's not on yet, and I texted her.
No, that's
I haven't
fine,
heard
fair
anything
enough.
from her.
All right.
Okay.
Resolution 2507, confirming the results of the election returns.
Victor, you wanna
Yes.
come down here?
And I'm
present
just.
that? We asked Mayor Council, it's okay if you sit and present.
Can I do it from here? Are you guys okay? With the
Are
microphone?
you lazy? Come on. I don't care. I do want to point out, that is a really nice looking suit.
Don't mess up.
He had it buttoned today, you know, it's one of them four-breasted buttons. You know, when you're fat like me, you can't get all four buttons in there, so you're always impressed when somebody can, so.
And
Good job.
I'm just gonna read the preamble right quick, the whole resolution, if that's fine. So, whereas a consolidated general municipal election was duly called and held in the city of Morrow, county of Plain, on the 4th day of November 2025. And whereas 2 individuals were to be elected for full-term positions in the city council, and whereas the following persons were nominated and appear on the election ballot for the 4-year full-term positions on the city council: Council seat Post 3, Lana LaBey; Council seat Post 1, Junior Jackson; and Wayne Collins. Whereas the cast in the precinct established for said election included absentee and all qualified provisional ballots, and the total cast at said election for individuals qualified for the 2 full-term positions on the city council are as follows: Wayne Collins, 262; Junior Jackson, 164; Lana LaBey, 384, and we have 0 write-in candidates. No one qualifies as a write-in candidate, so that's why it's a 0. Now therefore, be it resolved by the mayor and council of the city of Morrow, Georgia, confirms the votes of cast for members of the 2 full-term positions of the city council, and hereby determines that Wayne Collins and Lana LaBey are full-term elected members of the city council and shall serve a 4-year term until the year 2029. Be it further reserved that the city clerk is hereby authorized and directed to issue certificates of election to the above designated persons for the designated offices, showing that such persons were elected for the above specified. So that's the resolution right here. So just to confirm, if you turn over to the page, the consolidated municipal returns, that is the certification of the elections, which has been already filed with the Superior Court and the Secretary's office, and they have accepted. So today, what you guys will just be doing is accepting these results.
Questions? Ms. Knight?
No question.
Mr. Qua?
No question.
Ms. Hugh?
No question.
And I have
Mr. Collins? Any good questions? All right.
just 2 more things. You see further the breakdown of certificate of the election results signed, and then the breakdown of in-day early votings, early and absentee by mail. And then at the end, you see the certificates that are gonna be presented to the candidates when they get sworn in on the first council meeting of 2026. And also, I would like to publicly recognize and thank Shauna Dozier, Director Shauna Dozier of Cleveland County Elections Office. She was a tremendous help. I think, Mayor, you can attest to, it's been years since the city conducted its own elections, and I want to say that it was a success because thanks to her partnership. I mean, she was there when I called at 10 o'clock at night. She was very instrumental in our support, not by just offering the free, of no cost, election equipment, but also being there, again, to take my call at 10 o'clock at night when we're doing the results, whether I had any questions or any support I needed. Her, Scott Brown, the registrar, and Mary from the absentee ballot clerk. So they're very instrumental in us in processing voters. Oh, and of course, my intern, Juliana, who served as one of my poll workers. And she gained a lot of experience and knowledge, Juliana. And I think she's ready
He's
to
wearing
serve.
out those interns. You gotta be careful.
I think she's ready to be the election supervisor next election cycle herself. She says she's ready for it. Right, Juliana?
And one of the things I'd also like to do is, thank Victor. This is his first time actually running an election. It is not easy in this day and age where, everybody's got crazy things going on. So not only did he do an excellent job, I also remember that the city at the same time ran bilingual ballots. We ran paper ballots. You know, we had, people who were sitting in there watching to make sure everything was going the way it was. We even had Secretary of State come down and make sure everybody was happy. So good job, Mr. Victor Aguilera.
Thank you.
We won't be here for the regular meeting.
Okay. Just remind me on that one. Okay. Then we got 2508, which is basically to amend, I want to say it's a fee schedule, is that right? So it's not
Yes, sir.
written in there specifically, but, and it's a first reading. So, every now and then we adopt fee schedules for all kinds of things. In this case, a lot of it is related to court fines. I'm not sure that is conclusive of everything that's in that section, but it's a lot. So you want to talk about some of the highlights, Mr.
Sure.
Baker?
This was precipitated by the municipal court judge's concern over the speeding violations and how they were set, because we're getting a lot of speeding violations on the interstate that are in excess of 30 miles an hour. So the schedule
That
on
means
that
you're
one-
traveling 120 miles an hour down I-75, just for those who
Yeah.
want to know.
So you'll see on the ordinance, basically, I'll read over it real quick, but for review on that, the current fee schedule is in front of the actual proposed changes. All of the proposed changes are highlighted. There have been some suggestions for additional changes on some of those, which we are open to before the next reading, for the final reading and passage. Just to bring them up into, some of them were exceedingly low. It just doesn't do with the traffic fines. It also has to do with
Here's some
of
info
our-
about love.
some
That's what
of
happens
our,
when you're sitting right next to me.
Not sure if that was the mayor or Victor.
That was Mr. Quad. That is not me.
Oh, don't try and blame Councilman
Sarah,
Clark.
listening to.
There's also some on here for we had to change up Angel Creek, and put it on the list, as well as some of the other application fees that were, extremely low. So I would invite review and any questions or comments about those. This is basically under the auspices of the state law that allows us to do this. So, and we're also authorized pursuant to section 16.17 of the city charter to levy any other tax or fee allowed by law, and these are allowed by law. So collections of various fees, schedule of fees that may be levied and collected within the cities and approved at the discretion and approval of the mayor and council. So this is an ordinance form for this passage, so it will require a second reading. And if there's any questions during that, I'll be happy to address those.
Ms. Knight, questions?
No question.
Mr. Quad?
No question.
Ms. Hughes?
For the ordinance of the super speeder, that I noticed that, it's crossed it out, on page 89. Is it, related back on top of the speeding zone, range?
Oh, super speeder, that's set by state law, so we don't assess that's a state fee, that's not a local fee. So it's blank for that purpose, but it has to be codified in the fee schedule. But it is a state fee that goes on, that's just how we track what we pay for the super speeder when they're charged with that.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
And kind of one thing is, remember in the order of courts, you know, there's municipal court, there's state court, there's, you know, all the appeals courts. You know, so one of the things they've got built in here is, let's say you've got a decent lawyer and you don't like our fee, you know, they shop, which means they can appeal it and they can send it or bind it over to state court, in which case you don't get a single bit of that. You do all the work, you might even have to testify in the case, you know, but you won't make a nickel, right? You know, so we're not, you know, taking anybody, you know, that if we were too high, we wouldn't be hearing it anyway, right? So we're in that range. Thank you, Ms. Baker. We're gonna have Governor's Office of Highway Safety actually at the event, or the
Meeting.
regular council meeting. And then you still got the last one, which is FEMA, which is a grant of $39,000. I find this funny for a lot of reasons, but for the fire grant for $39,000 for the installation of fire sprinklers on the upper and lower levels of the living quarters of Fire Station 31. First, you got to give credit to the chief for being able to get the grant. But Tell us a little more, Mr. Baker.
Sure. This is, and on your meeting minutes or meeting agenda, it has $39, but it's actually $39,000. This is for the installation of fire sprinklers. This is the Assistance to Firefighters Grant, which meets firefighting needs and emergency response needs of the department. The chief is always diligent to put those out so we can get some of the smaller equipment. And this was one that he put in for the upper and lower levels of Station 2, also known as Station 31. Included in this are the bids that came in. Jasper Fire came in the lowest, so it is actually $24,500 for that bid to do the sprinklers in both the upstairs and downstairs of the fire station.
Questions, Ms. Knight?
No question.
Mr. Qual?
No question.
Ms. Hughes?
No question.
I'm good. And,
Presentation.
yes, okay, so we have, as I'm reading this, I guess because I'm reading the wrong one.
We need to add it to the agenda.
So it's not, okay, I understand.
You wanna add
All right, so here's what we have, all right? There was an application that was, for a conditional use, that was, requested by a private party. It was related to a property on Mount Zion. It was heard properly at the, Planning and Zoning Board. And for whatever reason, the date we put on the sign was December 9th, which is why you don't see a lot of fanfare and a lot of people here. So this gives you really two bites of the apple, for the people in the audience, to be able to, listen to the case. And, we'll start off with Mr. Baker.
All right, pursuant to OCGA 3666-4, there have been some changes on that for the zoning hearings and proposed decisions on zoning hearings. So this has been advertised. The advertised date for the actual vote for the acceptance of the planning and zoning recommendation is going to be December 6th on that Tuesday. So this is just a preliminary for this, but this is a subject property of 1792 Mount Zion Road. This application was submitted for the recently adopted ordinance for the alcohol retail package sales that includes an adjoining restaurant. So all those prescribed requirements have been met, satisfied, and voted on by the Planning and Zoning Board members. And I would like to, if I can, just show you a brief PowerPoint of that. This is just information only. Some of you were here at the Planning and Zoning Board meeting, but I'll run through what they presented real quick. All right, Fong, where's the forward?
Baker was telling me earlier that IT was underrated.
Is it? Never mind, I got it. Okay. All right, so as of today, this is what that property looks like over there. You might recognize it as the old
Racquetball, sounds like a racquetball.
handball, racquetball. There's a dilapidated pool in the back of the property. It currently houses a different tenant. Yeah, just zoom that up for me. So from the planning, this is what the proposed outlook will be. They'll be reconfiguring. The building will pretty much stay the same. There will be some amenities added to it as far as a covered deck area for dining. And then it will also have, hopefully, not to name the liquor store, but a package store component on that as prescribed by the code, which was they could utilize 10,000 square feet of a 15,000 square foot building that they have ownership of and utilize 10,000 square feet of said building for a package store, as long as 5,000 also included an operable restaurant. And these are some of the concepts and renderings that they have provided to us. That one's in color. Keep rolling. There's the covered area for the deck with a unique kind of awning that they're looking at doing. You have ample parking over there for both facilities. Lighting will be provided. We'll also make sure that they follow the code requirements and the sidewalk and its upkeep. So this is the vision that they have shared with us, as they envision transforming the building into two vibrant complementary buildings, a package store. So it'll be a modern type, and there's pictures of it included in here, with a curated selection of wines, spirits, and craft beers. And then also the cafe and restaurant. They haven't decided on exactly which restaurant, but that's gonna require them to put in a grease trap and several other things. We'll have to change that building around. So the package store concept is, hopefully will be something very similar to this, to where it's more of the high-end type package stores, the wide variety of offerings. One of the unique things in the code section that's offered with the change in the ordinance was that they could also do a flight testing or a wine tasting section in concert with the restaurant. But some unique design concepts for the inside. Air-cooled wine cellars. Too bad Miss Dean's not on there.
She's on the call right now.
Oh, is she? Hey,
Yeah.
Miss Dean. Just kidding. An inspirational tasting bar. And the tasting bar, we hope, would be incorporated into the restaurant area as well, so that it would add to the dining experience. Inspirational type shelving. They've told us that they will do some of these unique type shelvings, not just throwing up a box and shelves. That's it. All right. That's the presentation, sir.
Questions, Ms. Knight?
So I see based off of the application, the Sweet Hut Bakery, is the cafe concept gonna be pastry based or something a little bit more savory to go along with, I guess in my mind, a complementary concept for a liquor store?
Yes, they actually have two concepts that are not reflected in that PowerPoint presentation. The most recent one that was presented to the planning and zoning was splitting perhaps up that restaurant area to make a portion of it the bakery that they're renowned for, that also serves sandwiches and some other things, as well as just pastries and baked goods, but also a restaurant concept that they would put in there that would be a sit-down restaurant.
I guess I'm inquiring because, you know, we've had conversations about envisioning what we would like to see that's gonna be, supported and well received. And I know Sweet Huts are very popular, but I guess in my mind, I thought we were, you know, trying to push for something a little bit different.
Yes, ma'am. And part of the, just to let you know, I don't know if you were able to pull that up, but the recommendation for the approval, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, just the thing, I was able to pull up the renderings and, you know, they are nice. It's multiple copies of the same vantage points in different colors. So I do appreciate the renderings, but, you know, just kind of reading through a little bit of the detail that I can. You know, just some questions. I know we're gonna land something great, but, you know, I guess I wasn't envisioning a package store with a pastry shop.
Yes, ma'am. And part of that, there are some contingencies that were attached to that, or some additional approvals that have to go with it. So the exterior code violating conditions have to be corrected within 120 days of the conditional use approval. All redevelopment guideline requirements will be completed within 120 days of the conditional use approval. And that both city manager and mayor must sign off on the final plans before permits are issued, and the package store and restaurant must open in concert with each other. And that's where we anxiously await the actual restaurant design that they are going to present.
I guess, so we'll keep a close eye and have more conversations prior to the December 9th meeting.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Qua?
Those were all my questions. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Qua?
No question.
Ms. Dean?
Ms. Dean?
Yes, good evening.
Good
I
evening.
do have a couple of questions. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
Okay, I was reading something, the people that are signing this agreement, are they the agent or the actual owner of the property?
Owner.
Ask it for this variance.
They're the owner.
They are the owners of the property, which is closed 2 weeks ago, I believe.
I'm sorry.
They're the owners of the property, and the property was closed, I believe, roughly 2 weeks ago.
I'm still traveling, so, did you answer it? I'm not understanding what you're saying.
Yes, ma'am. Can you hear me?
Yes,
They are the owners of the property and they closed on the property roughly 2 weeks ago.
okay. So everything that we're seeing has been signed by the owner, not an agent.
Correct.
Okay, and the name that's on there is the owner of the property. And
Yes.
that will be, okay. The other thing is on the rendition, it says concept. So will we see before, the actual, product at some point?
Yes, ma'am. That's part of their,
Because
that's part of the requirements of the conditional use agreement. Those bullet points, I don't know if you heard them, but part of that is gonna have to be that those plans, the final plans have to be signed off on before they actually, any permits are issued.
Okay, so the name that's been presented, is that going to be the name of the business?
We don't know.
We don't know yet.
I think they're looking at some
Okay.
options, but I don't know the answer to that.
There was, name, she mentioned it, but I forgot.
So what we're doing tonight is actually approving the recommendations of the planning and zoning.
No, ma'am, not yet. This
Right,
is,
right.
no, ma'am, we can't do that till the next council meeting. That's when it'll actually be approved.
Okay,
This is just discussion.
discussion, okay. No further questions?
Ms. Nguyen?
No question.
I'm gonna start with a couple. So we've got a number of things moving in the city and the citizens and pretty much other people. One thing that they've consistently asked for is more restaurants, more places to eat, okay? And it doesn't mean that every place that you currently have to eat now is awesome, because we both know that that's not true, right? But somebody has leased it and there's not very many available. Additionally, we have had a demand or a request, for a package store type of things many times over the last 10 years. And we've consistently said no, right? But we're also at a time where we want development in our city. And you have something to trade, And so normally you get I'm not gonna speak ill of the neighbors that we got around us, but, some of the other jurisdictions close by, have some pretty terrible looking product, right? Doesn't mean that the people are bad, doesn't mean that the operation's bad. It just means that it's not something that maybe you want right next to your house. And so in this trade, we came up with some ideas that said it's not as simple as just opening a package store. First, we want you to own 2.5 acres of land. 2.5 acres in a commercial area of Mara, Georgia, no matter where you pick it up in Mara, Georgia, is expensive, right? So let's just say you raw land, don't even worry about putting a building on it. Then if we're fortunate enough where somebody would pick up an underperforming property, and in this particular case, it's the old racquetball center, which has not really had, it doesn't mean you don't have somebody in it, but the question you'd have to ask is if you've got a tenant that's paying $7 a foot in an area that should be commanding somewhere between $25 and $35 a foot, you're underperforming at a very high level, okay? This property's been on the market for a long time, okay? And so you haven't had any takers. But it happened to fit the criteria of what we were laying out. So it's more than a couple acres of property. It's got more than 10,000, 12,000 square feet. I think it's closer to 20. It's got a restaurant component in it. In this case, you may actually get two, in addition to a bottle shop concept. In an area that just hasn't had any really good choices in a long time. That is a win under every scenario that you have. First, they buy it. Second, we know they're gonna have to make some upgrades to it. And now you have, anybody knows or understands how a liquor license is issued. A liquor license is issued to a person, right? So I can have a company, but ultimately, whoever the person is that comes down and files for it, it's your liquor license. We're looking at your background. And now you have a business that you brought into the city that's gonna stay a while, right? because these aren't easy things to get. And they're not gonna be something you're just gonna wanna hand off to somebody else fairly quickly, right? And so now, you've got more people that you're bringing in that not only care about your city, they have a reason to care. You know, like Joanne, you've been an operating business, maybe the longest operating business that we have. It's not just that you care about the city of Morrow, your house is here, your livelihood is here, and that is what you want. We have some managers out there that may manage, you know, XYZ chain, you know, but they turn over every 3 months. And you go, that doesn't add value to your city. So does the first part work? We've proven it. They just closed on a piece of property. That's awesome, right? The rest of it, a lot of it depends on how we operate, some of the things they have. I'm not that concerned about it. The conditions that we'll put on it will kind of ink a pretty good bit of what we're looking for. I do know that there's another request that'll probably be pending soon, and that would also be a multi-million-dollar request. I'll tell you one. I don't know that this is related to the package store, but it is related to people waking up and looking at opportunities. So we had a gentleman that was in here 2 weeks ago that kicked around a $30 million project that had Trader Joe's involved in it. You know? And, you know, so when somebody else comes in and goes, you know, and Trader Joe's is like a grocery store, right? So that would be beer, wine, whatever. That's not bad. Does it make sense? So to be able to start discussions, move the ball forward, and it's not that the people that were here didn't have the ability to be able to put this project together. They do. The question is, can you acquire the property? You know? And in that mix, we're over there going, if you can't acquire this one, I assure you, I can put you on 2 more that we can work with you on, right? So, you know, those are big numbers. Okay. They just reminded me of something. So anyway, but that's the game plan. We'll pick it back up on December 9th, and I look forward to having all the presentations that are here. But either way, all the people that are involved in this, good job.
Let me say one thing before.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, for the record, I wanna tell Ms. Joanne that the owner of that project that we just talking about is not my cousin. She called me up like, your family going to open a liquor store? Even though she Asian, but not.
There's a number of others. I just got notice we're going to do, or we're going to ask for a request, an executive session related to personnel matters. This isn't a bad thing. This is just one of the good things that kind of eventually happens, but I have to go into executive session to do it. Do I hear a motion to go into executive session? Do I hear a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Ms. Knight?
Aye.
Ms. Dean? Mr. Qua?
Aye.
And Ms. Nguyen?
Aye.
Ms. Dean can join us in a conference call. Anyway, it won't take long. We'll be right back out here certainly
Ms. Knight, I'll
before
call you directly.
7:30. Housekeeping for all those people that are nervous. Man, y'all are quiet.
We got one, we were scared to miss one. We didn't want to miss
All right,
one.
first off, we all know you, Miss Joanne. That's gonna be a tall order.
I'm calling her, it's not, if ever. You wanna, adjourn to close the executive session? I think you can.
I will.
without her.
Well, as soon as she's back on, but Miss Dorothy's driving, so we might have some areas where she's just not gonna be able to hang with us, but either way.
There she is, she's on.
Hey, Miss D. All right. So, do I hear a motion to end executive session?
Hello?
So move.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Miss Knight? Miss Knight? Mr. Qua?
Aye.
Miss Hugh?
Aye.
And Miss Dean?
I'm sorry, can you repeat it?
We're just closing executive session.
Aye.
All right. And Miss Knight, same thing?
I'm on, it's hard to hear.
Ms.
Yeah, motion
Please
carries.
call for, your vote on close of executive session.
I'm sorry.
calling for your vote on the adjournment of the executive session.
Okay. Aye.
Perfect. Okay. I'm going to call to order the November 25th, 2025 regular meeting of the Morrow City Council. If you will stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by a moment of silence, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated. Do you want me to do the, Baker, you want me to do the highway safety thing first so that they can go if they want to go? We're going to call this a little bit out of order, just simply because we know we got some folks out here that may not want to listen to us the whole time. But Chief, let's talk a little bit about the Governor's Office of Highway Safety.
Actually, Lieutenant Oliver is going to talk about.
I think that safety part's in question.
Good evening, Mayor, Council, everybody. All right. The Governor's Challenge highlights outstanding achievements in highways, safety enforcement and education, recognizing agencies for the effectiveness of their overall safety programs, evaluating goals beyond enforcement initiatives, rewarding innovative problem-solving, community engagement, and public information campaigns, and departmental policies that strengthen traffic safety efforts. The Governor's Challenge aligns with the national traffic safety priorities, impaired driving, occupant protection, and speed enforcement, while also encouraging agencies to address local issues such as distracted driving, pedestrian safety, and young driver education. In 2024, Morrow Police Department proudly finished third in Category 3, which is 26 to 45 officers. This year, we advanced to second place, a significant achievement that reflects the dedication and teamwork of our entire department. This success would not have been possible without the leadership of Lieutenant Barfield and our traffic unit, as well as the commitment of our patrol officers, command staff, and city officials like y'all. It is a true department-wide effort and a testament to our ongoing commitment to highway safety and protecting the lives of those who travel through our community. Join me in congratulating the traffic unit and the department for receiving this prestigious award this year. That's cute. Now I'll translate for that. That is, thank you very much. Thank you.
Good job, gentlemen.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Approval for the adoption of the October 28th regular work session and the regular minutes for October 28th. You've had those before you. Do I hear any questions, comments, concerns? Hearing none, do I hear a motion to approve? Do I hear a second?
Second.
Motion properly seconded. All those in favor say aye. Ms. Knight?
Aye.
Mr. Qua?
Aye.
Ms. Dean?
Take the exit toward Debbie Lane, then merge onto US 287 in Murfreesboro.
Ms. Dean, to call for your vote on the minutes.
Ms. Nguyen?
Aye.
Step in frontage road, then turn right.
Meaning yes.
Turn right, then turn left.
Can you imagine Dorothy driving around?
So dangerous out there.
Turn right.
Ms. Dean?
I think she has no idea. Dorothy, say yes. That's fine, we'll just go.
Are you going to amend the agenda to include the two executive session items?
No, we'll get them at toward the end.
Okay.
All right, presentations, recognition of Detective Ramos receiving her Bachelor's of Science degree in Criminal Justice from Strayer University.
Come on up here with the family.
Oh, look at that.
She can have my cake too. I spent a lot of time picking that out. I just wanted to recognize in front of everybody Detective Ramos's accomplishments. She is not only crushing it as a detective, she's obviously crushing it as a college student as well, and just got her bachelor's degree and is enrolled in her master's degree program already.
Congratulations. New business, item 1, consideration to approve the Marl Police Department recommendation to update the policy relating to the operations and procedures for the K-9 unit. You've had a discussion, we heard it in the work session. Questions, comments, concerns, hearing none, do I hear a motion to approve?
So moved.
Do I hear a second?
Second?
Motion properly seconded, all those in favor say aye. Ms. Knight?
Aye.
Mr. Qua?
Aye.
Ms. Dean?
Aye.
And Ms. Nguyen?
Aye.
Perfect. Item number 2, consideration and recommendation to authorize the city manager to select and approve a lease option, and I think it was option 3, correct?
Yes, sir.
With American Tower Corporation to ensure the long-term financial stability, marketability, security of the site, and to authorize the mayor to execute any and all related documents. Questions, comments, concerns? Hearing none. Do I hear a motion to approve?
So move.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Motion probably seconded. All those in favor say aye. Ms. Knight?
Aye.
Mr. Qua?
Aye.
Ms. Dean?
Aye.
And Ms. Nguyen?
Aye.
All right, the second one, the resolution, resolution 2507, a resolution for the city of Marl confirming the results of the election returns for the consolidated general election held on November 4th, 2025. You've all had that before you. Do I hear a motion to approve?
So moved.
Do I hear a second?
Second?
Motion properly seconded. All those in favor say aye. Ms. Knight?
Aye.
Mr. Qua?
Aye.
Ms. Dean?
Aye.
And Ms. Nguyen?
Aye.
Motion carries. The third one is going to be Title III, which is basically to repeal conflicting ordinances, but basically it's resetting a fee schedule, and it's the first reading, so there will not be a vote on that. Executive session that we've had. I need a vote on item 1. Do I hear a motion to approve?
Mayor, you have to amend the agenda to include it.
All right. I'm supposed to amend the agenda. Do I hear a motion to amend the agenda for the executive session, item 1, item 2?
So moved.
Do I hear a second?
Second?
All those in favor say aye. Ms. Knight?
Aye.
Mr. Qua?
Aye.
Ms. Dean?
Aye.
And Ms. Nguyen?
Aye.
All right, going back to the original. Item 1 per executive session, do I hear a motion to approve?
So move.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Motion properly seconded. All those in favor say aye. Ms. Knight?
Aye.
Mr. Qua?
Aye.
Ms. Dean?
Aye.
And Ms. Nguyen?
Aye.
Motion carries. Item number 2 from executive session, do I hear a motion to approve?
So moved.
Do I hear a second?
Second?
Motion properly seconded. All those in favor say aye. Ms. Knight?
Aye.
Mr. Qua?
Aye.
Ms. Dean?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
It's item 2 from executive session, approval.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Item 2 from executive session, a motion to approve,
I said you said, aye.
and Ms. Nguyen.
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. Am I missing anything? Okay. Comments from the audience? Ms. Chair.
You know I do. A while ago, been a good while ago, room, and they took down all the pictures of all the mayors, and they were gonna put them back up. What happened to them?
They decided most of them didn't look good enough.
I mean, we're talking about history for 82 years. The first mayor's picture was up there. I don't think that's something we're gonna get back real easy.
No, they have them in a box, and my understanding is they're looking for a place where they can permanently display them. We haven't exactly figured out where that's gonna be yet. You know, but of all the things that we're doing, community space and otherwise, look for them to come back at some point. We ran out of wall
Put 'em in
space.
here anymore?
What's that? I'm
We
sorry.
don't want them in this room anymore?
I don't know that that's been decided yet, but look for them to come back. I just can't tell you where.
Okay, another part. When we closed the tourist center, there was new, history down there, and.
They're in a box
it
too.
moved up here too.
Yep, they're in a box. Not all of it. Some of it was actually given back to the people who gave it to us.
Right.
I
But
can't
we
say
were told
I-
it was gonna be moved and displayed up here at City Hall. I hadn't seen it.
Yeah, now that part I wasn't here for, but I do know it's in a box, so.
Okay, we used to get reports from, departments, like the financial department, say what's going on, how much money people are spending over their budget, whatever. That's gotten cut out. Somebody used to come from the Morris Center and give us a report on they're making money, not making money, booking stuff down there. We don't get any of that anymore, and I think the citizens have a right to know.
Fair enough. That's it, okay. Comments from the city council. Ms. Knight,
Congratulations to, Ramos, a wonderful accomplishment, and, happy Thanksgiving to all.
Mr. Quam.
Congratulations to the PD department, for the police department, and happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Ms. Dean.
Good night, all.
You can get back on the road.
Ms. Wynn.
Congratulations to our Morrow Police Department for your win, and congratulations, Ms. Ramos, for your degree.
And mine's relatively simple. The city council has met, and for our employees, we will grant you a well-earned Christmas bonus. So for those of you who are wondering, that'll be there. And Baker may not have them all in his pocket, but you know, yeah, every day you guys do what needs to be done out there. We're just here part-time, right? So leadership's easy, but we're not the ones who get the work done. So we appreciate you very much, and we wish you all a happy Thanksgiving. Y'all be safe.
Happy Thanksgiving.